Did you watch High School Musical?
I was a big fan.
I can imagine you were.
Yeah.
Family. Big gay head.
Big gay head. It's me. It's unusually large and homosexual.
Sorry. Admittedly, it wasn't my best thing. It was very much panicking. I was running out of time. You know, the bar was going down. I was like, I had to get something out. And all I had was big gay and head.
Yep. And you combined them. You definitely combined them.
It keeps me in the game.
For comedy magic.
I'm not in the lead, but it just keeps me at the table.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So you don't get relegated for inactivity. No, I was a big High School Musical fan. I think I was one of those ones where I pretended I wasn't.
What, to fit in?
To fit in. Yeah.
What's the song with him on the Zac Efron on the golf course?
I'm not talking
favourite.
Golf Course. That's like High School Musical 2.
Which is, what's that song? What is it?
I don't know.
Fuck that.
The first one was more my jam. I like No, no, no. Steer to the stuff you know. If you want to play cool, don't play by the rules. I think it's the opposite message of that, actually. I think if you want to be cool, you've got to play by the rules and stick to the social group that you're within.
On it.
I'm trying to do analysis of status quo.
This is the reason why. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
you trying to fit in. This is you trying to pretend that you're not watching High School Musical.
Yeah.
It's you watching High School Musical. I'm gonna stop. That is my plan. No, 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 no. I was a big, much more High School Musical too. I was actually watching.
You were more High School Musical too?
Yeah, I watched the countdown when I was 11. There was a countdown to the release. It was a big release.
With all the letters and numbers.
Yeah. I found the High School Musical 1 that was just too classic and too high schooly. I know that's a bad
and you
thing to
want
say.
more taste in your High School Musical.
I don't know. I think the setting of a sort of, I don't know, was it a dry, arid, like Arizona golf course?
Was more appropriate for the characters.
Yeah, well,
the high school characters.
Do you know what I love? I love...
men getting emotional on a golf course.
Well, yeah, sure. I love when they take a classic formula on holiday.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Friends
But usually,
on holiday. Seinfeld on holiday.
Usually that's after like 6 seasons or at least 3 films. They ran up ideas after the first film.
On holiday.
Chuck him on a golf course. Just let Zach do his thing on the course.
Boys Gone Wild on holiday should. Well, we've done it.
We've done
Boys
the
Gone-
holiday special.
Holiday specials, I'm a big fan of.
Yeah.
How have you been? Have you been alright?
I don't think I'm done on High School Musical.
Okay, sorry.
Did you identify to any characters?
Because
we all know I'm clearly Troy.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you Troy?
Good at basketball, good hair.
Wait, do you think you had 2 things that you were caught between?
Yeah, basketball and hair.
And hair?
Yeah.
No, because
I said he's got good at basketball, good hair.
Yeah, but the key conflict of Troy's character was that he had to try and balance being very good at basketball but also loving like musicals.
Yeah.
And that was the difficulty he had.
Well,
so what is your basketball? What's your musical?
No, the exact same.
You're good at basketball.
Mile End Basketball Club and Mile End Amateur Dramatic Society.
So it's recent. So
this is yes.
So
I've only watched High School Musical in the last 2 years.
This is you as a 24-year-old, 25-year-old man.
23 to 25 will be, yeah. Well, it's tough because it...
I feel it loses a bit of its charm, High School Musical.
It's a bit on the nose for me, to be honest.
Why?
Because it's exactly my life.
Well, it's not, because he's at high school.
Other than the high school, he's choosing between basketball and an amateur dramatic society.
When he's 25 years old.
Well, no, it's not that much about the age.
It's quite a lot about the age.
I don't think it's that much. Well, for me, I think I can say it's too
not
on
like,
the nose.
wow, this guy's so good at basketball. He's 25 years old.
I don't think if I was choosing between playing a basketball tournament with the Mile End basketball team and being in a play with the Mile End Amateur Dramatic Society and I saw High School Musical, I don't think it would be too much for me to say, that's quite similar to my life.
Yeah, no, it is quite similar, but I guess one of the key parts of Troy is that he has a lot of potential. And I feel if you're choosing between the Mile End...
So, are you saying I don't have potential?
If you're choosing between the Mile End Basketball Society and the Mile End Amateur Dramatic Society, no, you don't. You've spent your...
Do you know what league the Mile End basketball team are in?
Yeah.
Which one is it?
6th league.
The 6th league. God, he's done his research.
Which is famously a bad league.
It's one of the lowest. If not the lowest out of the London basketball leagues.
No one wants to hear that story. It's a tragedy.
No. Do you identify? You're the gay best friend who always plays the piano with Sharpay.
Sure. I don't remember enough about the characters. I actually maybe saw myself as the black guy with a big afro.
I knew you were going to say that.
You know,
Why?
Was he just a reliable friend?
Yeah, reliable friend, but who is trying to make him do basketball, but then gets it when he sees Troy sing.
Yeah, okay, that's me.
So you'd be trying to make me do basketball. You're like, Drew, you're a basketball player.
And then I see you
and
on
then
stage.
You see me perform something from Annie.
Yeah, on the Mile End.
On the Mile End stage.
How have you been?
I've been fine. I've been good. I've been working away eagerly, and that's pretty much it. Mm-hmm. Nothing of great interest.
You're wearing an orange hoodie now.
It's very orange.
So do you think you're entering a new phase? The MCU has just released phase 5. I think.
Yes, I am.
And phase 4 is just ending with Wakanda Forever, I think.
So
do you think you're going to enter a new? Because I go through phases very quickly.
Yeah.
So it's like half a year.
Yeah.
Just keep them ticking along.
Yeah.
But you take a while.
Yeah. Because I'm lazy and don't have any money.
Brutal combination.
Yeah, I decided that this is going to be, I'm going to reflect my personality in my clothing.
Okay.
So I'm going to try and be, bold.
Loud
in your face.
Yeah.
But with a warm hue.
Yeah, okay.
With a warm hue.
Because orange is, you look good in orange. It's a hard colour to put off.
Yeah, I suppose
it's much bolder than, because you're
I've never worn it out the house. But I wear it on the internet.
Yeah, you certainly, you dress like someone who's planning to slink around.
Right.
But then speaks very loudly.
Did recently get some cargo pants, so fair enough.
Yeah, you dress sort of like you're trying to slip into the place and slip out.
Well, that I often.
But then your mouth says something different.
Yeah,
because you're shouting abuse at the
waiters. No, you're right. It's and that's very akin to what I would often describe. I often catch myself. Pleasure. I often catch myself look out and about and realise that I do look like I'm backstage at a musical theatre production. There's a lot of that.
You've got black hair as well, so you fade into most
exactly.
colours. Yeah.
I'm the perfect guy to bring on and off the trees.
So this is
more like I'm ready to be the main character.
Yeah.
I'm ready to be the leading man.
But you're coming into the streetwear sort of thing. Is this just stylish loungewear, or do you think you're going to take this out on the streets?
It's a really excellent question.
Thank you.
I'm glad you asked me. I think this at the moment, there's just home loungewear.
Sure.
But
you got to get that confidence in the sheets.
Exactly.
to get that confidence in the streets.
I can, because I only wear it in bed. No, I think it's maybe got the potential. I'm not a garish man in clothing.
No.
But I think that's what we just spoke about. I am garish in many other ways.
Exactly. My dad's very garish. So this is something that he would probably wear.
Yeah.
Anyway, I met up with a friend recently. Well, it actually started at Paddy's birthday. Okay. So this is a question that I want to pose to you.
We're going straight into this little cookie.
At Paddy's birthday, I was there with a fellow comedian, Mike Rice, who's a great comedian. You should check him out. Irish comedian. Grew up on a farm.
Does anyone call him Microwave Rice?
No one calls him Microwave Rice.
How the fuck is that happened?
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
You're all comedians.
That's brilliant.
What in the fuck is wrong with the
Rice?
Microwave Rice.
Yeah, and then you can shorten it to Uncle Ben's. It's just like a friendly.
Sure.
Why'd you call him Ben? Well,
Why not?
Uncle Ben's Microwave Rice.
So I call him Egg Fried. Basmati.
So with Paddy's sisters, who are all lovely, and weird.
How many are there?
There's like three. There's like three of them. Yeah. I think all three of them are there. And I'm having just a gentle conversation about history with Mike Rice. We're both.
That's a funny sentence.
We're both kind of wholesomely discussing history.
Which period?
While we were just recommending different history podcasts to each other.
Right. So it wasn't really you talking about history. It was you talking about other people talking about history.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. And then one of Paddy's sisters leans over and with a big glint in her eyes and goes, "I've got a question for you."
Right.
And puts me on the spot.
Yeah.
And I'm,
was it for
you know, when I'm talking about history, I get soft and flabby. So I wasn't sharp. I wasn't on my toes.
No, it's like you're sincere.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of blind
and then
spot.
she goes, "All right, here's a question for you. Do you think you would beat Serena Williams in a fight to the death?"
Sure.
I immediately said yes.
Okay, because she panicked a bit.
Yeah. And then she didn't go down well.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It was clearly a leading question. She also said...
Was she trying to prove a point in a different conversation?
I think so.
And thought you were a good person to go to?
And she proved that point.
Yeah. What was it like? Oh, come on, that'd be ridiculous.
Yeah.
That, like, for fuck's sake.
And then I was like, Yeah. I said, yeah, I'd probably beat her. If it came down to it,
The problem is if you think you could beat anyone in a fight to death.
No, it's not true.
Because, and I quote, you're catty or
No.
slinky.
Yeah.
Or what word do you use? It's like slimy.
Yeah,
You're kind of...
It's like I'm made of silk.
Yeah.
You know, you'll be slipping
and you do.
Yeah. And then she said, yeah, it's so funny. So many men say that. Apparently she asked that on dates to find out red flags. So clearly I was the red flag.
Yeah.
After 2 minutes of thinking about it.
That's a dumb answer. 2 minutes?
No, after 2 minutes of thinking about it, then I said, she doesn't open the dates for 2 minutes. I then thought about it and said, you know what, she probably does actually have me. And that probably was sex.
I don't think it's probably.
Do you think it's definitely?
It's definitely.
Immediately. You think she'd definitely have me?
Of course she would. She's a powerful athlete.
She's like... She weighs less than me. She's quite considerably shorter than me.
How do you know how much she weighs?
Because we looked it up, obviously.
Fair enough.
So
could have been in the back burner.
Do you know what I mean? As much of an athlete she is, she's still less. I've still got a bigger reach, and I weigh more than her. I'm not saying that I would beat her. I just don't think it's like clearly she would beat me. I think she would beat
proportional weight because she's smaller.
She's stocky.
She's thicker.
Yeah.
She's got more muscle. She's stronger than you. She can bench more than you.
That's why she would beat me.
Right. Well, there you go.
So I said that. I was then with Mike Rice.
Round of applause for the
I
feminist.
was then with Mike Rice, who's got farmer's
Microwave Rice.
Microwave Rice. He's got farmer's strength. He's a much more built guy. He's the same height as me, but just naturally stronger. Hasn't been in fights. Isn't a fighter. Still a comedian. Isn't even an athlete, but he goes to the gym. Yeah. And I was like, there's no way she'd beat him.
Well, Big Mike.
There's just no way she'd beat him. And she and Paddy's sister was convinced that Serena Williams would. And then Paddy was sort of sitting on the fence, but also was agreeing with his sisters basically, and was shocked. I think we had strong views.
I think you need to incorporate the tenacity of Serena Williams into this as
No,
well.
we did. We talked about it at length. So let me ask you the question: would in a fight to the death, you'd get?
Of course, she'd destroy me.
Destroy you?
Yeah. Well, she'd kill me.
Because it's a fight to the death.
She'd kill me to death.
It's a fight to the death.
Yeah.
Because I guess the play on that question
like a tennis racket.
is that really there's that almost like famous sexist question of men thinking they could beat Serena Williams at tennis, which is obviously ridiculous, obviously. But fight to the death. I just wonder if you start introducing the variables of you're in the cage and it's going to be one of you leaves out there alive.
She's been there time and time again. I think we need to think personality-wise. There's
time and time again beating someone to death?
Hold on, we have to do this. A new Patreon
who
has done it at 5:30 on Wednesdays. Congratulations, Sophia Grace. Our new Patreon.
Thanks,
your nickname?
Please give me some space.
Sophia, tie your lace.
Yeah, that's good.
No, right.
Because maybe it is.
She's stronger than me. She can bench more than me. She's good. She will have a firmer punch because of all the years of training she's done to build up strength. She's got great upper body strength because she's a tennis player. She's trained that for years. I went to the gym in year 8 once.
Yeah, it's true.
I do not have much strength.
No, if I can't beat her, you can't either. Neither of us will be able to beat her.
Yeah.
I think...
But she's also she's going to have some confidence stepping into the ring. I know Wimbledon isn't a fight to the death, but in some ways, it is.
She wouldn't ruin us, I don't think.
Well, I think she would. Remember,
we're taller and bigger than her.
Yeah, but that doesn't really account for much in a fight. You just kick you.
Famously, it does.
She can kick you in the balls and elbow you in the stomach.
Famously, height does count. Height counts so much in fights.
I don't know. It's more weight. Weight is the thing. You don't in
We weigh more than her.
Yeah, I suppose.
And she's big. She is big.
Do we? I don't really. How much does
she weighs? 70 kg.
You're gonna have to give me that in stones, buddy.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I weigh 70, so not much more, admittedly, and
right.
she's much more compact. And admittedly, if that was a man, I probably would back them. So maybe that is sexism for me. It clearly is, but I don't know what it is. But I just wonder. To the death. Do you think any?
I think that's the thing. I think I'd give up.
It's to the death, Andrew.
I know, and I think Serena Williams has more of a will to live and achieve than Andrew Kerwin, financial crime specialist.
She'd definitely beat us both.
Yeah,
but then she wouldn't be. You haven't seen my friend Mike, and he's not huge. He's just a strong grown man.
Yeah.
I just think a strong, normal grown man would.
Well, the problem is you're now asking me to answer whether a man who I've never met would beat him.
Yeah.
Who I've never seen. I don't know what he looks like.
All right, so our flatmate Adam. Fight to the death.
Adam would beat her.
Definitely.
Yeah. But Adam's also got a history of scrapping.
Yeah, and also Adam's goes to the gym regularly.
Yeah.
Our housemate
Taha would die. He goes to the gym. Sure, he's got his thing going on.
But he's not a killer.
He's not a killer.
Yeah.
He's absolutely not.
To be fair, Serena is a killer.
She is.
Yeah.
You don't win that many Wimbledon titles without being ready to murder men.
Yeah. I guess
women.
It proved her point, which was that I immediately just assumed if it came down to it that I'd beat her in a fight. Obviously not like any female. I just assumed I would.
Yeah, that's
and it just show up, and I respected it because I was like, "Fuck, that did show something about me." Because I'm
surprised. You should be more self-aware than that.
No, because I have a thing of like I just don't like having hypotheticals where people say what they think other people want to hear.
Right.
And I'm just like, let's lay it out. Let's just really imagine.
Let's get it on the table.
And I did, and I was wrong.
Yeah, I suppose so. I think if you immediately, I think maybe it was the immediate.
Because I was just thinking, I thought she was also shorter. I thought she was.
What, Paddy's sister?
Yeah.
Well, I think it was the immediate action.
Yeah.
Of answering without the pondering.
Yeah. How?
Because there's to death, yeah. Like it just comes down to strength and tenacity, which she beats us with both.
Yeah.
What are you looking up?
How tall she is? She's 5'9", which is pretty tall.
But yeah, she's got it, man.
But you still got like I've got 5 inches on her dick size.
Dick size. You're doing the old dick.
She's got a little dick.
Yeah.
Right.
It is small.
Yeah.
So what you think of fling the cock at her?
Yeah. get the 5-incher out and it's game up. Hands up like I'm pointing a gun at her.
Kills herself on the spot.
But yeah, no. But then it was the fact that she didn't think that Mike would beat her that I thought was interesting.
Right. Again, haven't seen him. Haven't seen him, so it was tough to do a podcast about him. We could do a whole podcast about Mike if you want. Was he a farmer? You say?
Yes.
Enough about Mike.
Yeah.
I met someone.
Okay.
On Monday night when I went to a jam session.
Yeah.
And he is one of our friends, Ez's friend, when Ed used to lifeguard. So he lifeguards when it's the season for lifeguarding, which I presumed it was summer.
Yeah.
I didn't want to ask any undue questions.
Yeah.
He then also, so he's an actor, right? He's not done loads. But he's done some stuff. Oh, he does a lot of work for the Labour Party. So if you ever see a Labour skit, that might be my man.
Sorry, how do you know him?
He's our friend's friend.
Yeah.
Sorry, listen, I know you zoned out.
I disappeared.
Fuck's sake, he's
sorry.
How can you? There's two of us here,
I know,
and then the internet's there,
and
all it is us two, and I can see you zoning out.
Sorry, I did.
It's just ridiculous. How often do I have to? I see you when you zone out. I'm like, I guess I'll just tell this story, and then we get nothing out of it because you haven't listened, and then we move on.
Yeah, well, at least I said it early. Most of the time, I have to wait.
Okay, well then me and everyone else who's listening is going to have to start this again.
Let's go again.
I'm so fucking sorry about this guy. I went out to a jam session.
Okay.
You there?
No, I'm here.
With Ez, our friend, who...
Yeah, I know Ez.
We're going to find out who beats who to a fight to death soon. Who is our friend? He lifeguards. He met a friend. Yeah. One of his friends was there. All the places on the table were taken up by the time I arrived, so I had to sit on the end of the table, admittedly, with this guy who was their friend, but wasn't in any conversation. Never a good sign.
Not good.
But sat down, had a lovely chat with him. He's a lovely man.
So your corner could have been bad.
Corner could have been bad, but he gave me a hell of a lot of gold because he is a lifeguard. He's like 35. He's a lifeguard trying to be an actor. Did claymation at university. Did claymation. Claymation.
Oh, animation via clay. Yeah.
I told him about our Wallace and Gromit. Just kill me, Gromit.
That was our first idea, pretty much.
He absolutely loved it.
Did he love it?
He was like, that's fucking great.
Do we tell them or do we save that?
Yeah. No, we tell them. Because we've got a claymation guy now.
When we were making videos when we were like 15, we decided we wanted to make videos when we were like 14, 15, and we were kind of spitballing ideas with some other friends as well. And it wasn't even our idea. It was our friend Milo said, what about this? You do a stop motion claymation Wallace and Gromit, but it's all really bad. And
Wallace is on the floor decapitated and bleeding. And then
I think he's actually just melt because he's so bad. I think the part of the joke is he's so badly made that his life is hell. Do you know what I mean? Okay. It's like we've built a creature that doesn't want to live.
Yeah, okay.
So it's just
he's kind of melting in.
It's just badly done.
Gromit walks over and he goes, Kill me, Gromit.
Kill me.
Just kill me.
The end.
The end.
3 seconds.
3 seconds in and out.
No, because claymation is hard.
Claymation is difficult.
3 seconds is tough to get done.
It is.
Kill me,
Gromit. Just kill me.
So is he good at claymation?
Well, yeah, he might be a claymation guy. I think he did it a while ago.
Oh, I'd love to have a claymation.
It would be
guy.
great because we could genuinely make that.
Every friend group needs a claymation guy.
It's true.
You need a sommelier.
Instead of people,
you need a claymation guy.
You absolutely do.
Those are your two.
Well,
those are your two essentials.
I think
and then you go luxury.
If you have a claymation guy, then no one has to make those fucking lame video holiday montage videos.
What? Because you do it all via claymation.
Correct.
That's why your claymation guy is there.
Exactly. He's just there sketching things out, ready for his claymation. Then he makes it at home and be like, "Oh, do you remember when Andrew fell in the pool?"
Yeah.
Yes, I do, because Mark made a claymation out of it.
I would love a classic like Ocean's 11 heist film where one of them is the sommelier and he keeps thinking it's all done so it's really as if it's like, and now I got the sommelier guy and he doesn't know why he's there.
Yeah.
He's running along, he's doing all these things and he's like, I don't know why. Guys, I don't know why you need me. I don't have any of these skills.
I don't know.
You know, he's getting like the trapdoor's coming down. I don't know why I'm here. I'm a sommelier.
The concierge.
Well, because they might be breaking into hotels, so that would actually come in handy.
The concierge can't break into any hotel. He just knows what's out in town. Or she.
Yeah, but also knowing the local area.
Yeah.
I'm saying it needs to be ones with real.
What's the sommelier?
Do you not know? It's the guy who.
I thought it's something to do with.
I get
right. Here we go. Here's Andrew's prediction.
He's fresh off the.
Andrew's guess of the week.
Fresh off the press.
A sommelier. I think it has something to do with cooking.
Okay, not bad. It's a wine guy. It's a wine expert.
That's it. Yeah, cool.
Which would just be great. Because a cook, you still need a cook, but a wine expert.
Plenty of wine hosts out there. No joke. Plenty of wine cons.
Yeah, no, that's good.
What's the most useless man you can have for a con group? BT Internet man.
Think Ocean's 11.
Has that been done? Is that a sketch?
What?
Just irrelevant jobs?
No, that's good.
Shit.
That's a good one.
Maybe we should cut this.
No, we'll leave it in.
Okay. But the BT Internet connection man. Although he could maybe hack into someone's network. God damn. Professional dog walker.
Yeah.
Oh no, but he gets, he could get all the scoops from the park. He could be like the incognito park.
I want it to be an expert or a high profile thing, but it's useless. That's what's funniest. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's not just, I don't know, a bin man or something like that. It should be
people who have skills that are very specific. A very particular set of skills.
Claymation.
Is this going to be claymation? The claymation heist film with irrelevant sets of skills.
No, it's not. The set of skill is the
claymation's good. Claymation sommelier does. Sommelier works. Yeah. I think a concierge we could still do. Concierge works.
The concierge.
And he's just sitting right behind a desk with loads of pamphlets. Have you tried this restaurant? We'll think of that. But we'll think of that. Good.
We'll park that. You were saying something before.
Yeah. So he was.
He's shitting gold. He's like a leprechaun.
He's pooping gold. What is that in reference to? Oh, the guy. Yeah, he's pooping gold in terms of what he's saying. Yeah, I didn't get what you meant. Yeah, the guy was shitting gold. He was a seasoned actor. Has done some stuff for the Labour Party. He said he's come up with a couple of skits that they rejected, but that he's been in. But to maintain his money as his day job, he dresses up as Spider-Man and goes to children's parties to entertain them.
Okay.
Which was immediately my ears pricked up. This is the guy I want to be.
You're someone who's looking at the moment is still looking for little side jobs within show business. Do you know what I mean?
So. Yeah.
You're trying to pivot out of your current work, so you're looking to like fill your portfolio with little bits here and there.
Not sure I'd dress up as Spider-Man in front of children. Not sure I could do it, to be honest. I don't think
you and me stuff.
I'd be awful at it. I haven't got enough like energy and happiness. It would just be like, here I am. It's Spider-Man, children. I've never seen Spider-Man. I'll just do Peter Parker and leave it at that. Is that right? Peter Parker? Who's Superman?
You'd forget about me, who's in the box.
Yeah. Who's Superman's alias? Paul. Sinner. Just Paul. No, what is it? Peter Parker is Spider-Man, am I right?
Yeah.
Superman is Paul Peterson. Dave Morrison.
Clark.
Kent Clark.
Kent Clark, yeah.
Right.
Paul is Paul.
No, so he goes up dressed as thing.
Paul.
Yeah. Now he admitted
As Peter Parker, and then he changes.
No, he goes Spider-Man straight off the bat, and I said, "What's the most embarrassing thing that's happened to you during it?" He said that he was getting dressed for it once, and the zipper didn't work on the back, and to the extent that he started doing his bit, and then the whole zip came down, and his bum was on show to children.
Well, he's up, with pants on.
With pants on.
Yeah, okay, just checking.
Yeah.
It wasn't an offence.
I don't know. It's a tight suit.
Yeah.
Although you don't want any cock shadow, cock bulge.
You don't want cock bulge.
You don't want cock bulge.
That's brutal.
Yes, he said it also pays very well.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, said it's one of the best gigs you can get, and he gave me a piece of advice with kids. He said that any child, that's what I did for it. Okay, here we go. Any child over the age...
He's older than you. He's got wisdom.
Exactly, and I'm sitting back.
You're ready to learn.
He was also absolutely pissed out of his tits as well.
So is this kind of don't make the mistake I made?
Yes, when being children's Spider-Man. He said, when children turn 5, right, they know a lot more than they think, than you think.
Oh, that was really profound for a second.
Yeah, they know a lot more than I think. Yeah. They know a lot more than you think, so you should never patronise a child over 5. Don't do the voice. Speak to them like an adult. Interesting. I thought he set the age bar a bit low there. Because I was like, so what you got to them and say, oh, there's bloody recession, eh? He said, don't do that, and then left.
Guy's shitting gold.
However, he's also patented an Instagram handle because he wants to. So he'll do Spider-Man children's parties in the night.
He's got a patent for it.
Well, he got the Instagram handle. He spoke patents. Just let me get there.
So
he does.
He's wildly drunk.
So he's off his tits. He's doing it. He's doing the Superman. So he's got Batman as well.
Don't think this guy's.
Yeah.
Don't think he's just like a Spider-Man guy.
He's Batman as well. Stop trying to type him. He then goes. He said, and he admitted to me that he actually started to pimp out his outfits a bit just because he enjoys, the outfits. He's accidentally becoming a comic book nerd because of the job. So what he wants to do is in the daytime do Spider-Man/Batman children's parties, and in the nighttime do a Spider-Man/Batman burlesque show where he strips.
On the same day?
Yeah, it has to be on the same day. One's for the kids, one's for the parents.
Now that's brilliant.
Yeah, I just made that up. He didn't say that.
Well, the other stuff's not good.
No, well, it's not actually on the same day. He just said he's going to do like a burlesque show.
But sorry,
he didn't have any names.
Put a pin in it. I think you've hit the nail on the head. Kids show, parents. It's so teenagers running these sort of things.
Chuck him in a bouncy castle, then bring the stripper out.
Get the kids out, and it's like, all right, we've invited all the adults round. It's like it's not fun being a parent at that age. There's so much shit like that.
However,
and then it's
you see the Spider-Man that was just making balloon animals. Well, do you want to see his cock?
You say that to the kids?
No, the parents. Hey, Timmy.
You see that?
You remember Spider-Man, yeah? Who made you that dog out of balloons? Do you want to see his dick? Because he'll show it you. He will. He didn't have any names for it. And I apologise if he's listening because he said he would listen to the podcast.
Good.
So I don't want to ruin his names unless there's any rival Batman/Spider-Man.
I wouldn't like it because I wouldn't want to confuse. I wouldn't want to bring sexuality into the outfit.
Sure. But that's the whole thing though.
What's the whole thing?
Because he's doing burlesque, so it's separate. So he wants to do a Superman. But
who's
hero
the whole
burlesque
thing
show.
For?
Right. What? The women and children.
No, I get
the first
that.
People off the boat.
That's not the whole thing. Those are two separate things. When you say that's the whole thing, as if it's like the hook. It's not the hook. He's just doing two separate jobs, which is completely unrelated.
Right, so what was your point?
The hook would be if it was somehow related.
Yeah, sure, but it's not.
So then I wouldn't do it.
There's many reasons why I wouldn't do this. This isn't.
I'm saying it doesn't have to be the same suit, and then you're like, that's the point. That's the same suit.
Right, sure. It doesn't have. I guess it doesn't.
Because I don't like the same.
Well, I was
costume.
suggesting he said Spider-Man's tough because you can't take stuff out, and I was like, you should have a pouch for your balls. And so I think that's a working hazard if you're going to a children's party with a poppable pouch in your balls. Yeah. Just in case the pouch pops, and then you're indecently exposing yourself to children.
Yeah.
But so we workshopped some names. To be honest, I did most of the work. But we had Bruce Wang for the burlesque show.
Because
Bruce Wayne, Batman.
Yeah. Okay.
Bruce
Yeah.
Wayne.
Sorry, that was my bad.
The Hard Knight.
That's really good.
And then the best one was Batman and Throbbing.
That's incredible.
So,
Were they all three yours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to come and be Throbbing. I said I'll come and be Throbbing.
You'd be much better as a male stripper than you would as a children's entertainer, for sure.
Of course.
Yeah.
Not great either.
No, not great.
Not great either, but I definitely feel more comfortable taking my clothes off in front of women than trying to entertain children.
Well, because
Actually, it's more about the mass entertainment of children.
my sister went to a hen party, and she said it was like a quite nightmarish view into male strippers, which is quite a rare thing. It's not that common.
Yeah.
But it was in Manchester, and it was in this room where there was only straight women, and she's like, she's never been so terrified of women in her life. And out came, as you can imagine, male strippers who would like get like baby oil, and then they just start like flicking it at the women, and the women would be like screaming.
The oil?
Yeah, the baby oil.
Ugh.
And implying it's cum.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it out of their dick area? Or
I think so. I think they'll flick. They obviously got like a trick to make it. There's a
because I
showmanship.
told her to shoot confetti out of his cock like Spider-Man's webs.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm still in the conversation.
And then they had like security guards, these big burly security guards who would like have to like riot control because the women were feral. Apparently, she's never seen any. My sister said she's never seen anything like just these drunk women just grabbing, gnashing. They're just pulling, and it's just interesting because I also think that that dynamic hasn't had huge amounts of time to develop like male, because you go to a male strip show in America where it's so popular, it's part of the culture. There's
been enough court cases to stop people misbehaving. Partly,
but there's also there's a sort of there's men reading the morning paper there. It's just so built in.
Yeah,
but I do think once you
breakfast at a strip club. But it's a done fucking thing, and it's one of the most insane.
I think one of the things that would put
How much
one of the things that
titties?
put me off is when I'm looking at the titties and then I just look down.
And it's
and
just beans.
No, well, yeah, that too. Obviously, I don't. Yeah, obviously the buffet at the
separate beans and boobs.
Yeah. It's like church and state,
or maybe continue
like church and state.
Like church and state. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Which is church and which is state? Quick fire.
Church is the titties.
Yeah. And state is the beans.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Quick fire, we're done. Yeah.
But the problem I'd find with those when I see them in the films is that it normally comes out on a podium. I'm not calling. I mean where they walk. Sorry, that was my bad.
Do you talk about the beans still?
I was never talking.
A waiter comes over.
I was never talking about the beans.
In some ways, you're always talking about beans. Right. So in American strip, it's not like a stage. It's something that the stage comes out into the crowd. Yeah.
And if I was looking at titties, I'd hate that occasionally when I look down. When I look down, I'd see other men looking at titties.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
That would be a big turn off for me.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Do you know what I mean? Just seeing the
almost, and it's like looking in a mirror.
Yeah, exactly. That's the last thing you want is a mirror of you staring at
tits.
Yeah. But there is a way.
We went to a strip club once in our life.
We did. Zante.
Yeah.
We said this is a life experience.
We got lost from the group.
Yeah.
And it was just me and Horatio. We were with 5 other boys, something like that.
It was the most.
It was a one and only lads holiday
ever probably be
ever. Of course, ever.
It was just after school. It was
maybe
a
bachelor party that might get back on it. But it was. We almost went to Zante a bit reluctantly because we were like, I guess we should go and do this.
Yes.
It seems like a rite of passage.
It was like a bar mitzvah.
Exactly. Yeah. For all of us.
Yeah.
We all bathed in the ocean.
It was it was a joint bar mitzvah.
And me and Horatio got lost from the group, and then. There was a man handing out. There was a man. We were walking down the strip, and there was a man. And boy, were we in for one! Yeah. There was a man handing out flyers for this strip club. There was free entry, which apparently isn't a good sign for strip clubs.
Okay.
And we'd seen him every day, and then me and Horatio were trying to find everyone, and we walked past it and went, "No, thanks."
Yeah.
And walked out. We walked about 10 paces down, just looked at each other, we were like.
We need to try
why not?
I need the experience. I need to hear what the fuss is about.
It was hell in there.
Deeply uncomfortable.
Deeply unsettling. I still have nightmares about it.
We had a drink there.
We go upstairs, it's dark, naturally. You don't want like a fully lit strip club.
Don't want fluorescence.
No, it was my first strip club, but I know not to put in like 40-watt bulbs in there. But we went up there and then got in, and we were the only customers. There was no one else there.
We were.
And there was a bar, and there was just about 15 scantily clad women in the corner, and I just went, oh.
I was like, can we bring some more ladies in? This is not enough for me.
And I was like, take them all away.
Take them away.
Take them away and bring us some new ones. No, we were like, fuck. Because it was so everyone was looking at us because we were the only customers there. And then I have never felt more awkward.
Well, also, it's the thing which I can imagine working as a stripper is the nightmare scenario, which is people come in just to look and don't pay for dances.
Yeah.
Admit, we did get 2 drinks there, but yeah, I
think we got one.
She was out of shoulder, and we were like, sorry, not now. And I could just see her face go like, roll her eyes.
Yeah, because we really didn't want that. Well, because we thought we'd go in and there'd be like, a show or like a lot of people.
Or sound guys.
Or just lighting. Lasers.
Yeah.
But so we awkwardly got a drink because we didn't want to pay no money to them.
Yeah.
So then sat there with a whiskey when different women were just walking up to us asking if we want a lap dance as if they weren't good enough. And the next one had to come,
no.
or not our type or something. And we were like, we just don't want one, thanks. We're just not really into this. This was a mistake coming here. It was free. We thought there'd be more people, so we're just going to leave. And we did. We did leave. And that's my own experience of a strip club. Probably my only ever experience of a strip club.
But still, there's a setting, and the dynamic has historical kind of a long history. That's why the female dynamic, which is a relatively newish thing, that's why they're so rabid. It's because it's like there's been no, it's like
they've never seen anything like it in their lives.
You know what? It's like Japan in World War II.
I was thinking the same thing. Exactly the same.
Japan in World War II, which for 1,000 years had been shut off from the rest of the world.
Yeah.
So when it opened up, and there was thousands of years technology they'd been missing out, their culture had just been growing within itself. When it became time for colonial powers, they were like, it was when they became a colonial power, they're like, we've got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah.
That's why they became mental in World War II, because they were just trying to do things at a rampant rate. It hadn't
Do you mean during the war or after the war?
During the war.
During the war, yeah.
They were just, that's why they were
flying planes into stuff.
Exactly. Because it was like, fuck, we've missed out on so much shit.
So women strip club patrons are the equivalent of Japanese kamikaze pilots.
It's like they see the gender they're attracted to scantily clad on stage, and they've seen men do this for thousands of years, and they're like, "What the fuck?"
But instead of
we got some, it's basically like we've got a lot of catching up to do.
But instead of Pearl Harbor, it's a man's oily butt cheeks that they're just crashing into.
Instead of. Well, yeah, okay, fine. If Pearl Harbor is
the man's butt cheeks,
sorry,
that's your butt cheeks. The women are crashing into them. They're just kamikazing down and exploding into.
The analogy's good.
It's definitely there.
Good.
It's present.
There.
I'll tell you that.
It's good. It's definitely not bad.
Do you think you'll ever go to a strip club again?
No, I'd like to go. If I went to America, I'd definitely go to one. I want to see one with the buffet. I want to see it.
Yeah,
because also you can't really do them in the UK because it's not the right experience. It's not a real thing.
Yeah.
It's a copy of American thing. We don't do it well over here.
You want to go to one
Atlanta. I want to go to Atlanta strip club.
I want to go to like the Ozark strip club.
Yeah.
Just literally the one that's in Ozark.
Yeah.
So completely out the way. You've got to drive like 2 miles in the dark to get to.
So it's like the strippers have really depressing stories.
Awful stories. The amount of untended children there are at home.
Yeah.
The bleakness in the face.
Yeah.
The disgustingness of the fried chicken that's on offer.
I'm hard.
Exactly. The age of the men is about 50. The average weight is 20 stone.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
Yeah.
That's what I need to get off. And it's becoming an increasing problem in my sex life that's the only way I can come.
Yeah. That's dream scenario.
It really is. Bookmark boys. Good Lord, they bring the noise.
Bookmarks.
These are old bookmarks I've got in my hand. So it's time for some freshies. Well, would you look at that? Some freshies.
I miss being surrounded by loose acquaintances who think I'm funny and smart and charming. Alexis Rose, Schitt's Creek.
Should we try and do impressions of everyone that we read out?
But you're going to have to hand it to me so I don't see it, and then I'm going to have to do it immediately.
Okay.
So I have no time.
You have no time.
I have no time.
You have no time. And you might not know the person. Right? I'm not even going to look either. It's a lucky impression podcast. Bookmark.
Okay. Here at Glowing Gym, we understand that ugliness and fatness are genetic disorders. Oh no, shit! I thought it was Joe Exotic.
Who is it? Oh, it's
Yeah, that was my bad.
Goodman.
It was White Goodman from Dodgeball.
I'm gonna really be bad at this.
I'm
gonna panic. I told you, if you don't spring an impression on me, I've got better at them. If you spring them on me, you're getting nothing. There's gonna be no good that can come from this. I hope it's a woman.
Straight away.
I am on a curiosity voyage, and I need my paddles to travel.
Not bad. Dustin from Stranger Things.
Good, that's pretty
He
good.
has a list.
Give me one more. Give me one more.
We'll do one more each.
Hopefully not American.
Well, they're all good. I think most of them are
They're all
American.
American.
There you go. Not American.
My body looks like it's been carved by a 4-year-old from a budget block of ham. Greg Davies.
Greg Davies, yeah. It's an English accent, certainly.
It's not too. It's not
I'll
hard.
do
it's not the biggest
I'll
jump.
do one more. Come on, then.
Carry on playing the game.
It's a good,
We'll
fun
fucking
game.
take that then.
Same one. Oh, look, it's
straight away.
No, too racially insensitive, and that's the end of the game.
Well, she's an American.
Well, no, but there's a twang.
You don't have to do the. You didn't have to do the eyes.
Yeah, but that's what was going to happen.
Well, under pressure.
Yeah. Under pressure, I go incredibly racially insensitive.
That would be so funny. An American Asian, and you just do the most
Asian Chinese stereotype accent.
Would be funny. Would be racist, but undeniably.
Funny. Hee hee ha ha. Fun.
There's a new phenomenon that we've been wanting to talk about on this pod for a while.
Garden bowls.
It's garden bowls.
Why are all the kids playing it?
Over the last 4 months, in a way I've never seen before, on TikTok, has been taken over by a man called Andrew Tate. If you don't know about him, it means you're probably not on TikTok, because it's seemingly, if we talk about the way that fame has been disseminated on the internet age, Andrew Tate's fame epitomizes that.
Yeah.
Where someone who's not on the app will literally have no idea who he is, and people on the app will see him every single day.
That's the only person they know.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like, and there's a lot to unpack with Andrew Tate, because it's more of a phenomenon than a person almost.
Yeah. He's a force.
He's a force. Because what he's done is, I do think, will eventually be the end of TikTok as a functioning app. But it's quite impressive what he's managed to do, which is on his Hustlers University. He's basically, sorry, for those of you who don't know, Andrew Tate is like, he's sort of like this businessman. He's like the kind of final form of the motivational businessman, male rights activist.
He's the cousin. He's your mad cousin that went to a conference, and you meet him back at Christmas, and he's got loads of crazy ideas.
But it's the logical endpoint, because he's actually made a lot of money.
Yeah. But it's successful.
And just ticks all the boxes of those sort of things, but just takes it to its nth degree, really.
Yeah.
And he has, as everyone, they always have pyramid schemes, but his one, Hustlers University, he gets people to sign up, and part of it is you basically got to build your own TikTok where you post Andrew Tate's clips.
Yeah.
All right. So he doesn't even have a TikTok account, but he's filled on everyone's feed because he's got hundreds and hundreds of people just reclipping his old clips, which he seems to have endless amounts of content as well.
Yeah.
This man, what's extraordinary about the way he's come into the scene is it feels like he never existed, and then God has created someone who's got this full lifetime.
It's like he was born as a 35-year-old man,
but with a million memories. There's clips of him.
Where is he?
He was on reality TV and he was 21 years old.
He was on Big Brother, wasn't he?
I don't think
he was.
Oh, maybe it was.
Yeah, I saw that. I think it was UK Big Brother.
Well, he's things.
Was he like
none of us knew anything about
something?
it. He was a kickboxing world champion. It was like someone just made up. He was also a kickboxing world champion.
Yeah.
So there's these clips cut up. He does his own vlogs. He has his own podcast. And he's been on reality TV. And he was a kickboxer. So he seems to have lived this full life.
Yeah.
And now it's everywhere, and we see every part of it, like he's a famous person before.
Yeah.
And I do think people will start doing this, and it will eventually bring TikTok down.
What, getting people to reclip their clips?
Yeah, or just that method of trying to take over TikTok. I think lots of other people will start doing it, and it'll dilute the content. So it'll make your feed filled with these sort of people. That and the...
Surely they can run an algorithm that's just like, this is the same video as someone else has posted, delete. Because that's also can stop people from nicking your videos.
But it's not the same video, it's the same guy, and that's different.
But it's fine if it's the same guy. You just don't want the same videos.
I'm saying what will make TikTok not a good place for content will be in the way that I keep getting football highlights because I watch them till the end, even though I don't want to see them. That's going to happen with these guys.
Yeah.
And that will eventually just make the app, like all these apps, the content will become shit. Like when you go on Facebook and you see the suggested for you, which is the maddest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because no one's posting off my Facebook feed, when I scroll down, it's nearly all suggested for you.
Yeah.
So that's like 3 in a row of anime girls with big titties.
Which is
Council Estate.
Which is based on your internet
food.
history. Council
Estate cuisines always comes up. Which is like
Council
nostalgic meals.
Is that a page?
Like egg and chips.
Is that a page?
It's a page.
Right.
Of just photos of like baked beans and stuff.
So it's not good food.
Well, it's clearly speaking to people with working class backgrounds, get them nostalgia for dishes they loved as a kid.
Okay.
Potato smileys, whatever.
Sure.
And that comes up for some reason.
Yeah.
Suggested for me. No idea why.
Right.
So none of them seem to be linked to me with
in
a
way,
algorithm.
In a way, Facebook is where you can get the most authentic content because in no way is it suggested for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it's really, if you want to expand your horizons, get yourself
out the echo chamber.
Back on Facebook.
Yeah. And there's something that will destroy it. The two things I've noticed, which is like, okay, I can see the beginning and the end now.
Yeah.
From its golden age, its sweet spot. That and the influx of people selling stuff where it'll just be them as a person and be like, and then it's linked TikTok shop in the thing, but it's not a sponsored post.
Right, yeah.
And people just are now doing it. That's all over my page now.
It's a real
TikTok shop will destroy TikTok.
Humans
basically.
really are cunts, aren't they?
Yes.
It's a shame that everyone has to ruin everything.
Yeah. It was good for a bit. It had a good sweet.
No, but everything's good for a bit and then it just gets ruined by everyone doing everything.
And now it's just going to be that and some other male chauvinist or something like that. But anyway, Andrew Tate is interesting because the stuff he says is...
There's a lot of Andrews around.
A lot of Andrews are coming in.
It's coming back.
Lick to tit, Andrew.
Lick to tit or whatever,
they're not always
Andrew.
doing the best things.
They're always fucking it quite a lot. Just bringing the name slightly down. Because I don't know that many Andrews anyway.
Yeah, in a personal life, but they seem to go far.
Yes.
So what do you think of Andrew Tate?
He seems. I don't. Is he doing a character? Probably.
It's gone past that.
Yeah, but I think when people do these kind of public characters, they do it so much, and it becomes so ingrained within their brain that they just are that eventually.
But he
can't really believe some of the stuff he's saying.
Obviously, he can't. He says that women should tattoo their body count to their forehead, and it would solve all the world's problems.
Well, I can believe that one.
Yeah. What?
He does speak some truths.
But that is a funny thing to say. So there are some things that's just like, it's like he's an odious, misogynistic toad, sure. But he's got star power. He's undeniably funny, in my opinion. I think a lot of the stuff he says, a lot of these people miss a lot. He does, when he's being funny, he does make me laugh.
So does he try and be funny?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. I haven't seen much of it.
It's like a showmanship to him.
I've only seen him do like interviews or something.
Yeah, and he'll say things like his response to most people, which is interesting. The things that would bring, he says stuff that would bring most people's career down. And his response to people trying to get is normally, what colour is your Bugatti? And he says Bugatti with this weird accent he has because he seems to have lived every life. Right. Bugatti, which is an undeniably funny response because it's actually really hard to come back from.
Yeah.
I don't have a Bugatti, so I don't know what colour it is.
Yeah.
It's just, that's such a good way to get rid of that sort
I
of
suppose so, even though it doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
What colour is your Bugatti? Right, that's right. You don't have one, so shut the fuck up, basically.
Well, but then the argument is I don't think you should have a platform because of the hateful things you're saying. And you say, well, I'm rich.
Yeah, which... Obviously,
funny.
But it's got a Trumpian approach to it, which undeniably works.
It kind of makes him untouchable.
Yeah, it does because he's just like I'm rich as fuck, and he lives in Romania, so he is sort of untouchable. He lives in this compound in Romania.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that.
But I think the thing that I find interesting in Andrew Tate, I do think it's negative to society, definitely, and I think, well, especially when you read the comments.
But does anyone take him seriously?
Yes.
Well, that's horrific. Then.
Horrific. You see all the comments constantly saying commentate W, and I can't help watching his videos.
Commentate W.
Win, W L.
Oh, they just say W. They comment W.
Commentate W. That's a classic Tate win. That's like the comments that's under all his videos. Yeah. When he's just said the worst thing you can imagine.
But there is a sense of irony on TikTok though, in the comments.
But it gets completely lost. So it starts but it's these incelly types who finally have someone speaking up for what the biological truth of reality is. That men are like this, women are like that.
Thank God we've got this bald kickboxer.
But what I find interesting is I realised watching Andrew Tate was the same thing I realised with early Jordan Peterson, which is though I don't agree with their... it's bloody hard.
Everything's difficult. You gotta put a bit like that. I've been up through the hell and down, back again.
Is that...
about women.
I realised the same thing, which is though I don't agree with their views
That's not what you said off air.
I do think they're capitalising on the need for male confidence.
And the need for speed.
Which I think is a tactical flaw from the left and feminism, is that if you don't give men a space to be confident, love themselves, and want to achieve a lot in life, then you will lose them as a demographic.
Yeah.
And I think I can understand a hardcore feminist being like, why do I owe men anything? And having political beliefs why they wouldn't. But just tactically, there's no... And seeing the belief Andrew Tate's instilled in so many men, the reason why men take him seriously is because he's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm a millionaire. What colour is your Bugatti? He's got a private jet. He says all this stuff about women, but it's more like you can do it too, because he started off poor. He made it himself.
Yeah. Well, it's an inspirational story.
Yeah, and so that sort of stuff. And the problem with Jordan Peterson and the problem with Andrew Tate is they use that message, which is sorely missed elsewhere in society.
Yeah. And
then they Trojan horse it. You know?
Yeah, because there's so much focus on anything, other issues that aren't anything to do with, white male stuff. Yeah. So therefore, they naturally get out of the discourse. I see that.
And then if you're a mentally... And I realized... I sort of verbalized it better with Andrew Tate, because I felt it at the time with Jordan Peterson. I couldn't put my finger on what I was thinking about that phenomenon. And it's basically the same thing, which is like, there's so many insecure, miserable young men who are just who don't feel like they owe anything to anyone. In this house. And tactically, it's like, if you could give men a space to genuinely be confident.
Like a dojo.
Or just feel like they could...
Give them a field.
Back themselves and that they weren't...
But what space do you mean? Because that's surely the space just comes in the general attitude of society.
I think if you look at most progressive politics, there's not a space where it's encouraging men to live their best lives.
Yeah, like an ideology almost.
Yes. Or just adapting the ideology, so it's like, if you
because
want
the vast majority of
the
spaces for these guys, or for anything that overly shouts about male confidence and self-actualization, they tend to be pretty bad.
Exactly. But if you can harness it, you've got a huge demographic that you're missing.
So who should be the next Labour leader?
Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate.
Do you think it should be Andrew Tate? We can find someone more
moderate. But imagine you're like in that 14-year-old age where you're trying to work out what you think, and you've got the left who are constantly complaining about white men, how toxic you are, how you haven't even done anything in your life. You're a teenager and you're just constantly hearing about how you've had your turn, your success is taking it away from someone. And then you have someone, it just leaves that space open for the Andrew Tates to say, don't listen to them, you're fucking amazing. Live your best life, make a lot of money, and don't apologize for it. You're naturally going to go towards that thing, and then the Trojan horse stuff will come later. So I do think the kind of left, if they could reposition it where it was still like, no, if you fucking make something yourself and live an inspirational life, that isn't just being really nice and listening to women. It's, do you know what I mean? It's like, no, we support men. We think men can live a great life. Clapping behind women and stuff like that.
But I guess you don't. I think part of it is that men don't really need to be told that, because it has been told for so long. Because
they do need to be told.
And honestly, there's never been with any of this, and I don't know what you think, but throughout all of this, feminism malarkey, as I like to call it, I never once thought, oh, I don't have. No one wants me. It might be that it's not really that no one wants me. Yeah,
and you have a level of self-love that most men of this generation are really struggling with.
Yeah, but that's what I think about. I
Clearly
just don't, because you think, oh, okay, yeah, fair enough, level the playing field. It's not. I guess if you read the messages so, like, superficially is a harsh word, but I don't mean it. If you read the messages superficially, then it therefore tacitly implies that no men should be able to succeed because all women have to succeed. But it's more just...
It doesn't tacitly imply that. It openly implies that regularly on certain things.
Depends on which space we're looking at. If we're looking at the nuttos,
yes,
the big thunder nuts, rather than
But it's not
mainstream.
even it's not even been incorporated into more mainstream. And I think if they could incorporate it where it's like it's not a toxic trait for men to be successful, and I think we'd stop having these.
But do you think there's men out? You think there's young teenagers or people our age out there who aren't being successful because someone told them that they shouldn't be?
I think society doesn't encourage it. In a way, it could,
right?
And I do think that
I think it really affects like someone's career choice or their aspirations.
I think it demotivates. I think it can be a demotivating factor for a lot of.
Really?
Well, I think the way they latch on to. If you saw the response to Peterson, and this is partly where it comes from.
But that's just because it's in a culture war. I think that's more just to do with a general cultural dialogue rather than people making actual decisions about their individual lives. It's more like, oh, I agree with that guy because it's about me. I don't think it's, we need this guy, and I don't think people, they might read his self-help books to get better at doing stuff. But I don't think what people have heard from Peterson have made them go, from the left-wing discourse that men are trash, I'm not going to try and be successful. And they hear Peterson, they're like, oh no, I am going to try and be successful. I think it's just a cultural and everyone's just chatting fucking hot air. Rather than making informed, practical life decisions for the individual.
No, I disagree.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think people like that.
But that would imply that they care. That would imply that they care about what the discourse is saying. Like, oh yeah, we should give women a chance, which a lot of these guys aren't caring about. Do you know what I mean?
What do you mean?
If they were to be, if someone was going to be deterred by, like, I don't know, going for a career in banking or something, and it was saying, or like a CEO,
just being an
wants to be a
entrepreneur.
CEO or an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone is going, oh, I'm not going to be an entrepreneur anymore because of all the mean stuff that's said about.
No,
men.
I don't think that simplifies it, because I don't think that's it. I think it's swathes of men not accepting other more progressive aspects of an ideology because it doesn't welcome them in a way that when people who are super lost,
but
people can change their lives around so much. When they're in a dark place, they hate themselves, and then that's why all these ridiculous culty leaders, these motivational speakers do so well because they finally someone who.
But they buy into an ideology.
Yes.
Like, I don't...
But then make them buy into the right one, because I don't think that part is the hard
But I think part of it, because if you're... It depends what we're talking about success as well. Because, like, if you aspire to be a CEO...
being happy,
the whole
being
point,
successful.
But hold on, because the whole point about... Because there's one sphere of public life, which would be, the political talk, and then the other sphere is the working talk. And I think the whole point is that the culture of the working, like, if you wanted to become a CEO, if you're a male... It's so much more accessible for you in every way that you're not really going to be deterred by that. You wouldn't be deterred by someone else.
I'm not talking about CEOs.
So what kind of thing?
I'm talking about self-love. I'm talking about genuine confidence.
Right, so more interpersonal stuff.
Which obviously bleeds out into everything.
Yeah.
So obviously at CEO, the people who are CEO were going to be CEOs anyway. Or just like
a striving, because that's one thing about it, I'm thinking about it in terms of external traditional success, like jobs, basically, rather than kind of individual confidence.
I think it's the whole thing. I think CEOs are going to be CEOs no matter what, because it's at the top 5% of those, but 1%.
But just because I try to use banking always be like stuff, that. Like anything, just like classically. Well, but then what is success? We need to define.
It's the self thing. It's the swathes of people who feel completely alienated.
But someone because Andrew Tate's talking about, I'm rich, you can be rich too.
Yes.
So it's about, let's talk about attaining money.
But it's not.
I don't think any man is not gonna not seek money because the left wing are mean to men. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it actually kind of puts people down.
No.
To stop them being successful.
No, but what they won't accept left-wing values because it doesn't encourage. And I'm not talking about...
I agree with that.
I'm not talking about...
That's the ideology thing.
Andrew Tate does talk a lot about money, but that's not why he's doing well.
Yeah.
Because it's...
No, I agree. It's the ideology thing.
It's seeing a man, when it feels like it's so taboo. Not give a fuck and take what he wants, you know. And you can make that less problematic if you can encourage that. And I do feel we encourage insecurity in men, and I do feel the mainstream culture can celebrate insecure men, and I do think that's damaging.
No, I agree, and I agree.
Celebrate men who are confident.
We don't want to celebrate guys like that.
No.
Yeah, so it's getting it into the right
But
sphere.
then the reason why men will always follow guys like that is because they're not getting the messages anywhere else.
Yeah.
Because there's no one else telling them that. And how powerful a message it is inspiring men to really achieve something that isn't just respecting women, basically.
Yeah.
I should be that, so. But you need so much more than that.
Yeah. I guess so. I just think there's still a lot of, you know, other discourse around that isn't just the kind of cultural political thing that we have. And like men still do great things and get great praise from it.
I don't really understand that.
Because like if you don't just seek
man is not doing anything.
No, I'm not saying you don't just seek validation in what people are saying about men in the media. You don't seek validation from that. You seek it, you seek it at like your job and doing well at your job and with your family and things like that. Not just what the politicians are talking about.
But we're talking about society wide. We're not talking about
but your friends.
Case. Yeah, but we're talking about the swathes of people who are alienated, and I think there is a big crisis in confidence amongst all people. But there's a lot of focus on building up with women.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's the same for a lot of young men. If you just read some of the forums and the self-hatred and all these things, and you say like it's stopping them make money, I think it is stopping them make money if that'll be one of the byproducts of getting out of this place of utter lack of self-confidence, complete insecurity, really not feeling like you're worthwhile, feeling like you're a bad person. And I think you can channel that and encourage people and say, if you do make something yourself, that will be a good thing and you should be celebrated for it.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I agree. I think, I think it's kind of in between. I think it's kind of in between what we're both saying. Because I don't think it's and I think the people that read it as that are kind of morons.
Yes, but morons is a big percentage.
They are.
It's a big percentage, and it's like the morons who are following Andrew Tate. I'm like, lead that. There's a big dumb flock of men who are hurt, scared, and stupid, which is a dangerous group. And it's like it's literally like sheepdog.
Yeah.
And it's like try and get them in the right pen is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And if you got someone who's saying sheep are great, you know,
sheep are cool,
and then the sheep are like, okay, coming along.
I could be a sheep. Then they'll become.
And then
a
they
butterfly.
get them in there, and they're like, we need to kill chickens. No, we go, sheep are great. Believe in yourself. You can be a great sheep. And then it's like, you don't also need to hit chickens. And then we can get them in the right pen, is what I'm saying. Okay. The analogy got a bit shaky near the end.
So it's all about herding up swarms of morons into a pen.
The right pen.
The right pen.
Yeah.
So what's the right pen?
The right pen is a blend.
Right. A blender. The right pen is a blender. We killed them.
Of nuanced views with progressive values, in my opinion.
You're never going to have that.
You can have that.
Morons. Part of the issues with morons is they don't understand the concept of nuance.
Yeah, but you can shave.
You're always going to have fringe.
You can sand it off the side.
You can sand it off. We've got to get as many morons as possible
Yeah.
into the right pen.
Exactly.
With a natural leakage.
Yes. And it's hard. It's just easier to get them in the pen with a quite basic message that I think is a good thing.
Gordon Cohen for president.
Thanks for listening, guys. We're going to move on to the Patreon now. Thanks for everyone who signed up. I'm going to be away for 6 weeks, but we'll carry on doing the podcast while I'm away in Edinburgh, and then I'm doing a trip straight away after that. If you're in Edinburgh, come see my show at 10 p.m. at the Waverley Bar. We'll carry on doing the podcast every week, or at least attempt to.
We'll do it.
See you guys next week.